Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Evolved Custom Scenarios. Back to the popular tab, what do we have? I see another Pokemon Go scenario, but you know what? I think I've done enough of that lately. Let's go ahead and do something different. Do we want to do Age of Dragons? We all like dragons. Last time I did a dragon scenario, it went pretty well. So let's go ahead and give Age of Dragons a shot. It's been 500 years since the dragons were driven extinct. Unbeknownst to man, one egg managed to go unharmed since 1516? Only 500 years, really? Have there been dragon sightings as late as 1516? I have no idea, but props for using unbeknownst in a sentence. I love that. You are the recently hatched egg, being the only dragon, you become the queen, because that's how it works. If you're the only one left in the world, you have to be female and you become the queen, and so it is your job to repopulate and lead the new dragon generation. The humans have grown fast, so you must act quickly if you want to become the dominant species on the planet. How will you take out your revenge on humanity? Will you exterminate their population, or will you enslave them under dragon rule? The choice is yours to remember how the history will remember the Age of the Dragon. My wife is she's trying really hard to control herself after saying that. Tak! Sorry. Okay, anyway, this is my first scenario, so please rate it so I know how I did. Thank you. Well, I will be happy to do that, Dirt. Your name is Dirt. I'm not saying that as an insult. It literally is Dirt. Ooh! Okay, bioweapon, huh? I don't use this too often. ATP, Boost Darwinist, Terroricide, Extremophile, and Pathostasis seems pretty good. Normal difficulty, and Regina Draco? Regina Draco? I'm not too sure, but it feels like that might be Latin of some sort. It's been 500 years since your kind vanished. As the new queen, it is time for you to decide how history will remember the Age of the Dragons. Starting in Saudi Arabia, of course, because it is my favorite starting location, and most people's as well. Transmission, we start off with reproduction. You begin the repopulation of your kind. Well, it's 0 points. Let's go ahead and grab that. Whoa! Seems crucial. Okay, several new options, and some of them are not at all what I think I expected. Oh, sexual reproduction, as opposed to what we were doing before, which might have been asexual reproduction. Little did people know that dragons repopulated by budding. That's how it works. Okay, sexual reproduction, infectivity, mutation chance increased. Raptor. Your dragons become more bird-like, allowing them to traverse the skies with ease. I'm going to go ahead and guess that is air transmission. Could be useful. Serpent. Your dragons become more serpent-like, allowing them to better traverse the sea. Oh, sea serpents. Jormungandr. Got it. Okay. So, sea transmission. Panthera. Your dragons become more panther-like? What kind of dragons are these? Alright, land travel, so that's like your bird transmission. Then we have miniature, 1. Some dragons never grow large, allowing them to traverse the large urban cities much easier. Little tiny fairy dragons. That's what they are. Large. Oh, miniature and large. Some dragons grow to exceptional sizes, scaring off civilians, especially in the rural climates. Alright, so it's really all the basics there. They're just reskinned. Which, by the way, I mean, it does take a fair bit of work actually creating, like, the icons and stuff here. Like, don't get me wrong, like, this is actually harder to come up with than you might think. I mean, usually it requires a bit of work in, like, GIMP or Photoshop or something like that. It's totally doable, but, you know, don't think I haven't noticed, author, that you went to this effort. Well done. Symptoms. Intellect. Your dragons become smarter, increasing infectivity only slightly. Intelligence, it turns out, not very important among the dragons, but it did work, so we'll go ahead and grab that. Intellect 2, of course. Your dragons are as smart as people. I mean, I will have you know my dragons have always been smarter than people, okay? Frost 1. Your dragons can freeze their saliva into ice, increasing resistance to hot regions. Wait, what? Increasing their resistance to hot regions. So that's heat resistance? My brain is splitting in half here. I'm used to saying this regarding the cold resistance, but it's the heat resistance. And then Flames 1, your dragons can ignite eternal flames to stay warm, increasing resistance, not resistance, resistance to cold regions. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're going for here. Makes sense. Totally get it. At the same time, I'm just not used to it. I think this is the right way to do it. The author's correct here. It's just, it's breaking my brain. Abilities. We have Drug Resistance Level 1. Your dragons become resistant to basic drugs, increasing effectiveness in wealthy Gosh dang it, I'm sorry. This isn't the bioweapon. This is the fungus. What am I trying to say here? Gosh, I've been doing plaguing for how many years now, and I don't even recognize the symbols between the fungus and the bioweapon. I should just quit right now. I'm not going to do that, though. That would be bad. All right, let's go for Generation Boom. Sends this generation of dragons to infiltrate a new country. Okay, so we're going to go for the standard Spore Burst. Generation 1s, 2, I mean, this is just happening all in, like, practically no time at all. I mean, Generation 1 hasn't even grown up before they start budding and creating new dragons. And yes, budding, we haven't even evolved sexual reproduction yet. There we go. Remember, have to do these all at one at a time if you want to have the maximum effect. I know it's stupid, but this is how it works. Whoop-a-doop-doop-doop-doop-a-doop-doop. And with the fungus, if you're going to go down the Spore Burst strategy, then you're really just hoping to get into some of the island nations. It's kind of a lucky thing there. There's Madagascar. That's not so bad. Yeah, it's entirely luck-based if you're going to go for the Spore Burst strategy. Some of you guys have seen me do this stuff on Mega Brutal and stuff, so I don't want to explain things too much, but there we go. Egg incubation. Incubates eggs to protect them from destruction. Dragons are continually hatched. Continually. Yeah, that thing. So yeah, we went through 9 generations in a week. That's how effective budding is. Why would the dragons ever want to sexually reproduce? It's just not nearly as effective. I mean, gosh. So much easier. Let's just stick with that. Nope, we're doing the other stuff now. Anyways, okay, so I guess we probably want... Oh, we got frost. Well, that's nice. I guess we want to go down, let's say, the avian route, maybe the serpent route, something. What islands are we missing? Almost all of them. We were not lucky enough to get a good spread this particular game, which I suppose is okay. That does happen sometimes, no biggie. Would love to have gotten a bit more severity before I did all this, but... alas, there wasn't any obvious options to get more severity. Intellect 2 mutated, my dragons got smarter on their own. They are bookworms, but I'm spelling worms with the Y, worms. However you're supposed to pronounce that, I have no idea. They're like dragons, right? Language. Your dragons learned the intricacies of human language, increasing infectivity expressly. Not especially, expressly. Expressly. Like, I don't know, in wealthy regions. Boom. Whoops, I meant to grab it. There we go, we got it. We're expressly effective in the urban regions, or the wealthy ones. Public speaking. Your dragons speak out against their extermination by humanity. Oh, they become a bunch of activists. They're demanding reparations. No! Slay them all! Sorry. Alright, so we could go for protests. Large protests break out against the discrimination of dragons, increasing infectivity and severity. Well, we do need more severity, so let's go ahead and start working our way down that route. New minor disease has been spreading. They finally figured out that the dragons are out there. I mean, there are like 4 billion of them now, but now they're starting to think, you know, this might not be good for us. Yep, you're right. Superiority. Enslave options. Okay, so we're going down a couple of different paths here. Certain groups start claiming that dragons are superior to mankind, increasing infectivity and severity. And then worship. Some cults start hosting meetings to worship you. We all know how much I love it when people worship me. Let's go down that route. Sacrifice. Cults begin sacrificing others to you, increasing lethality and severity. And it all sounds pretty good. Still missing the Caribbean, though, which I'm a little concerned about. Would love to see a boat go in there, like, right now. Darn it. I saw a boat, but it wasn't an infected boat. Okay, hang on. Maybe I need more serpents. Worm! There it is! That's the spelling I was talking about! Your dragons become lords of the sea, and become the fear of the sailors. Please? Thank you! Okay, we're in the Caribbean now. That's every country in the world, thank God. Alright, we could go for panthers, we could go for raptors, and stuff like that. I mean, we probably should go for at least one level just for, like, the sake of it. We want flying dragons, right? I don't know why we would want panther dragons, though. That seems a little bit weird. Let's go for flames level 1 and 2 because we want to have better cold resistance. We are having some trouble in those areas. Sacrifice did mutate for free. Okay, continuing down that cult path, it seems. And we did get intellect 3, which apparently is related to the cult path. Your dragons are even smarter than humans. Increasing infectivity. What is this? Anarchy. The members of your religion violently attack government facilities, reducing future research speed. That sounds good, let's do that. That's a lot of extra lethality, though. Wish I had some corpse transmission. Total control. All affected with the influence of dragons submit themselves to you. For whatever reason, I'm getting this really old memory in my brain right now. This memory of the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Some of you guys might remember that. It wasn't good, okay? It was terrible. It's a terrible movie. But I remember seeing it a long time ago when the villains all got this stupid, like, staff thing, and the whole point is he's trying to learn how to control dragons. With a dragon army at my command, I will rule, blah, 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 blah. It was really a dumb movie. Like, it seriously was one of the worst movies I think I've ever seen in my life. Until I saw the Emoji Movie. The Emoji Movie is going to be worse, right? I don't know. I haven't actually seen the Emoji Movie. Let's just assume that that's true, though. Abilities, let's go down the genetic carding, genetic shuffles 1, 2, because we know that they are getting kind of close to curing me. There we go. Psych! You did not get that. And all of humanity now... Oh, there, got it. I barely had a chance to react, but there we go. We managed to enslave humanity 3 stars, 307 days. Only 1 year for dragons to just bud and have 9 generations and then pow! They're all over the world. I'm going to try this one more time because that was actually a pretty short video. Beginning of an age. Let's actually try going down the other route. But rather than make you guys watch me do the exact same stupid stuff, I'll just skip ahead. I'm sure you guys won't mind that, right? Absolutely not. Alright, we managed to get ourselves pretty infected across the world, no problem whatsoever. Every single country has been infected. We are at the protest stage. And I did decide to go down the air and sea transmission and land transmission route, which unlocks Perfect Beast. Your dragons are perfect combinations of all 3 beasts, increasing infectivity for land, sea, and air travel. Didn't even have to unlock sex. It's just not necessary for the dragons. They don't need that kind of stuff. Budding is superior, I swear. Violence, the extermination route. Okay, your dragons start attacking human authorities, increasing lethality and severity. Sounds pretty good. Let's try getting... Oh, we're trying to go down the cult path again. We're gonna let a little bit more infectivity hit Greenland and Iceland, probably, before we go too crazy. We're pretty much there. Almost. Okay, that's probably good enough. Let's go down the violence route. That unlocks war. You declare war on humanity for their crimes in the past. Heavily increasing lethality and severity. Destabilization. Your dragons target government facilities, destroying valuable research, even though it doesn't seem to do much. Must be a form of a genetic reshuffle. Currently at 25%, goes down to 21. I am correct. I'm a brilliant man. And then to ashes. All record of humans is burned, increasing infectivity. How does that increase infectivity? I don't know. Supposedly, though, it does. Frost 2 mutated, not that I really need it at this point. We're just trying to get lethality from killing as many people as quickly as is possible. And then lastly, Exterminator. Okay, if you would just change that to Burninator, I would be so happy. Trogdor the Burninator roams the world. I mean, that's just way too much to hope for. Who even knows Trogdor references anymore anyway? Man, those are my versions of memes. Not really, but... Y'all know how I feel about memes. But that was my jam right there. Trogdor the Burninator. Anyways, okay, so that's a far simpler path to victory. Doesn't require any infecting the entire world, just killing them all, which is pretty easy. Honestly, when given the choice between full lethality and just enslave the entire world, I just always find enslavement to be better. It's always faster. It's pretty easy. You already have to infect everyone in order to kill them, right? No problem. Yeah, whatever. Alright, so my fungus, the Age of Dragons, my fungus dragons, have spread across the world like mold and mildew, and burned humanity out of spite. For, I don't know, slaying them all once upon a time. It's fine. Would you recommend Age of Dragons? Yeah, it was actually a pretty good scenario. The only stuff that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me is the fungus part, like the whole spore thing. I get you were going for a whole bunch of generations, but... I mean, the budding dragons? And their buds just spread across the air until they get to a random country in the world? I don't know. I'm questioning whether that makes a whole ton of sense. But, I mean, I guess it's not a big deal. It's another one of those situations where I really wish, this is not the fault of this author, I just really wish that Plague Inc. would give the option to adjust the simian flu so that you could actually change the icons and have, like, instead of apes, you had dragons or something along those lines, right? A simian flu kind of thing where you had to form dragon nests. Now, that'd be pretty cool. But anyway, so the fungus choice, I think that the fungus spore burst doesn't make a whole ton of sense, but really that's kind of be nitpicky. Otherwise, for the most part, it is pretty darn good. Thank you very much for sending that my way, Dirt. I'm never going to let you live this down. Your name is Dirt. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I, as always, will see you guys next time.